Reflecting the graph of f of x across the x-axis is given by negative f of x. Practice. The graph of cosine x is shown below. On the same grid, sketch the graph of negative cosine x. Alright, so we're going to reflect across the x-axis. That means the points on the x-axis are going to stay exactly where they are, and we're going to look at the minimums and maximums. We're at 1 here, so we're going to reflect that to negative 1. Here, we're at negative 1, so we're going to reflect that up to positive 1. Here, we're at positive 1, reflect that down to negative 1. So our new graph of negative cosine x is going to look like this. Here in green, we have negative cosine x. Reflecting the graph of f of x across the y-axis is given by f of negative x. Practice. The graph of sine x is shown below. On the same grid, sketch the graph of sine of negative x. Alright, so points on the y-axis are going to stay where they are. This point is pi over 2 away from the y-axis, so we're going to reflect it negative pi over 2 right over there. And this point is negative pi over 2, so we're going to reflect it over here. This point at pi is going to reflect right there, and this point is also going to reflect back that way. So when you reflect it across the y-axis, it's going to look like this. Here is the graph of sine of negative x. Here's our original graph f of x. 0.5 sine pi x plus 1 for one cycle. And we've reflected it twice. Once across the y-axis using f of negative x. So this becomes 0.5 sine negative pi x plus 1. And then we've reflected it across the x-axis with negative f of x. So this graph has an equation of negative 0.5 sine pi x minus 1.